everyone. Welcome back to This Isn't the Place, the Utah dating podcast. We're joined here with Sam.
Thanks for having me.
Sam.
Sam here is from Dragon Federation, also from my work, which is not Dragon Federation, but I'm not going to share that info because
She's a
you
security
can
girl.
follow me on LinkedIn to find out that information. Anyway, Sam, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I guess you would say I'm a Utah original.
What? Yeah.
I was born in Provo, right? But we moved
Provo?
out. Yeah,
Provo?
I mean, I got the unfortunate birth certificate.
No.
But
That's unfortunate.
We quickly moved and, lived in Seattle for a little bit, came back here, grew up here, so I went to high school. I have all the wonderful...
So you know.
So I know.
Wow.
And
If you go to high school here, you know.
you know.
You know.
Yeah, I was a Brighton Bengal, right?
Oh my gosh. Also, speaking of, just quick interjection, the concept that Jordan is beat diggers. Jordan High School.
Is
the
Tell
beat
me
diggers.
how that makes sense.
It sounds too close to a racial slur. It is it's
a
person.
plant?
It's
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 a root.
unfortunate.
it's a person actually picking up beats.
Listen,
But
if we're
I
talking
don't
about
get it.
beats.
if
I
we're
don't
talking
get
about
it.
naming,
Yeah.
I mean, minus like the Y's that go into a lot of the names if you're in the Utah County.
You're
but like,
so right.
But like the naming convention here, like cavemen,
Yeah.
beat diggers.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of unfortunate
There's
scenarios.
some,
Whether
there's
it's
totally
some
like
weird
agree.
ones.
Lehigh, Nephi. I mean, we can go on. But
No, yeah.
The anti-Lehigh Nephites.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
shocked that there's not a high school that is the anti-Nephi Lehites.
that
would
or
be
just
great.
the Lamanites.
Yo!
I
think
go to
that's-
Lamanite High School.
Yeah.
I think that's the new hockey team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you on the podcast. And go check out Dragon Federation, dragonfederation.com.
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, dope. Go check that out because what? We've got a
Slay,
sponsor? What?
slay.
Is that what we have now? Maybe. Anyway, minor details. Do we have any housekeeping items, Bailey? We had a reel of ours go not viral,
but
but
like semi-viral.
at least above
100 views.
It's currently sitting at like 1,500. So essentially,
slay.
we're influencers now, and it's fine. Anyway,
We're
all the good
celebrities.
stuff, essentially.
You know.
So I think that's really all the housekeeping we've got.
That's all I have.
All right, great. Well, we're going to dive into our first dating story of the week. This dating story was sent to us by one of our fabulous listeners. So if you or someone you know, actually, if there's somebody that you know that has a terrible dating experience, dating encounter inside of Utah with people from Utah, people who no longer identify as a Utahn, any and all of that, we want those stories sent to us at utahdatingpod@gmail.com. Y'all, I'm sweating like a sitting pig in church
Dude,
right
it's
now.
hot in here.
Holy goodness. All right, our first dating story of the week. Again, this was sent by one of our fabulous listeners, so send us your stories.
Yay.
I was on Mutual when I matched with, we'll call him Brad. Everybody? Brad?
Hey,
Hello.
Brad.
What's up, Brad? After a week of talking, he invited me to a party down in Provo.
You would know about that, wouldn't you?
The forbidden place.
It always starts in Provo.
When in Provo.
Just don't drive past the point of the mountain. Just
Stop.
You must
at
never
Lehigh.
go there, Simba.
If you always see the traffic stops there anyway,
Absolutely.
it doesn't
So
matter what time of
true.
day it is.
Absolutely.
It's always slowing down
So
because people
true.
have so many regrets.
It's problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah. The regrets.
The
Regrets in traffic. Utah. And said it was a summer celebration party with a bunch of friends. Normally going to a party wouldn't be my first choice for a date, but I thought it would be a good idea to see who his friends were to give me a better idea of who he was and how he acted around them. What a great call. That is so
good.
yes, absolutely. He wanted to meet for a one-on-one date at the BYU Creamery for ice cream, so I drove there first. We had a great date eating ice cream, and then I followed him to the party. Everyone at the house was very friendly and welcomed me in, and as I entered the house, a parent's mansion, there were easily 50 people. The 50 people. The date continued, and he introduced me to so many people that it was overwhelming, but again, everyone was extra talkative and nice to me to the point where it was a little strange.
Well, because they gave cookies, I'm sure.
I mean, maybe.
Or Jell-O.
Maybe.
Green Jello.
Green Jello shooters.
Like everything gets friendly when Jell-O comes out. It's just the way it happens.
It's everybody's party treat. After dinner, one of the hosts of the party, his friend who was around the same age, started shouting, "It's circle time. Bring your guests to the circle."
Huh?
I've heard of circle things, but
Is this a cult?
I don't know what circle time
Oh
is.
no.
Everyone gather around for circle time.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
Sit on your pockets.
Are we a nursery?
Sit crisscross applesauce.
was there a carpet involved? We need to know. My date found me as people started to beat on the table in a drumming motion.
This is definitely a cult.
This is a cult.
Sounds like.
People started to beat on the table in a drumming motion.
Cult.
Colt. Right
Colt.
away.
Colt.
My date found me and said, "Are you ready?" And I was like, for what? To which he replied, "Something that will change your life." Interesting. A million red flags popped up into my head as I assumed I was going into some cult circle. Correct to assume that. But I followed because I had to know what this circle was. That dang curiosity. Okay. In a closed off room. Oh gosh, we're around 50 foldable chairs in a circle. We filed in and the hosts got in the middle. My date leaned over and was like, "You ready for this?" "Sure," she questioned. At this point, it was so ridiculous that I started texting my friend pictures and videos of what was happening. Smart in case of murder. Very smart.
But there's 50 people.
I mean,
Reminder, this is a cult.
That's true.
So
we don't know if it's a cult yet.
I do.
Well, because nobody's drinking like soda yet.
Oh, that's a good point. It's not
True.
over until the soda
I mean,
comes out.
if they would have brought out a bottle of Coke,
Gone.
then there was two problems.
If you
There
would've
was
put some-
caffeine, and then it could have turned into spin the bottle all
Oh
simultaneously,
my
and
gosh.
that would have got you
Spin the
banned from
bottle,
Provo.
man.
The hosts were hyping up the crowd by saying, "Are you ready?" And everyone, except myself and a few others, chanted back, "I'm ready." Then a presentation started. Oh no, people were passing out flyers and it turns out it was a pyramid scheme presentation. Oh my gosh, for a company who sells health products with a focus on building wealth.
Well, I've got one question.
Yeah.
Did she buy it?
Is she hooked up with the medical?
Let me
Because
skip
let me tell
ahead.
you, like out of all the MLMs that I've ever gone to, and there's many. Like
I'm
their
so sorry you
products,
got roped into that.
No, it's not. Like their
Yeah.
products are really good for me, and I eat them and drink them and consume them all the time.
Seriously?
No,
Oh.
but like, but it sure is.
It was the delivery that I was like, "Oh my gosh, Sam,
You're
do you
so
need
serious.
help? Do you need to get out of your current MLM?"
No, do you have some? Do you have some MLM I could use? I just need
mean,
some
get 'em
MLM.
hooked up.
I don't.
Use
Quick.
code Megan at checkout for 20% off. Okay, so anyway, it connects wellness vitamins and wealth management because those go so well together. The goal of the
Yeah.
members was to hop onto dating sites such as Mutual, Tinder, Bumble to bring a new prospect to this meeting. Forget date. It's a prospect. She's dying as she's listening to this because, they flew out team leads from California who looked like models to make the presentation more appealing. Okay. I'm looking around the room and I'm thinking, am I the only one finding this strange? So then
Yeah.
the host asked the people who were brought to the party to stand up, and half of us stood up, which means every person who attended brought a prospect. And she secretly took pictures and videos because she knew that her friends would not believe the situation she got in. This is incredible.
That's so sad.
But things get weirder after going over the cost of signing up. Can you imagine this pitch?
Like, I'm hoping that the punchline here is like,
Yeah.
I totally got my date to pay for my entrance.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Because
That would've
because
That would be good.
That
because
would've
at
been
least in
great.
this day and age, we're
Yeah.
like still honoring that chivalry.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, aren't we on a date?
Yeah.
Will you get this?
Yeah.
Great. Here,
you're-
I'll slide you the bill.
You can cover
Here's
this,
the
right?
towel.
Yeah. Put a little tip on there for yourself. Anyway, so after going over the cost of signing up, they say that the main perk is selling enough products to get a Jeep.
Kid, go to the dealership and get your own Jeep.
But what kind of Jeep?
But what kind of Jeep?
Right?
Was it a Wrangler? Was it a
Was it
Trailblazer?
a four-door?
A
Was
Cherokee?
it like
I don't know.
a Rubicon?
What was
I mean,
it?
come on.
We're now getting into the area of expertise that I do not have. But
Alright.
all I hear is Jeep. So when I think Jeep,
Jeep.
beep, beep, Jeep.
I just thought of an idea for an MLM.
Oh, for reals? Wait, tell
Yeah.
us.
Well, if you just promise everybody Jeeps
Okay.
and get people in it, and then they just, whatever, they sign up and they put $5 in a raffle, and the person that puts the most in there has the most opportunities to win a Jeep. And
Brilliant.
yeah, why not?
So smart.
That sounds like a raffle.
Sure, but
You got your blue ticket?
but if
you
they
can
bring
build
kids,
wealth and health while you're doing it, and you're really going to
Health
pass
management.
that up. This is
Right.
the best opportunity you're going to pass up. Anyway, she had arrived earlier than most and was one of the first cars to park in the driveway, and she didn't see anything weird. So then they proceeded to have us all stand up and take a Jeep tour in the driveway. We all get up because at this point I needed to see through the craziness until the end. I stand by that. And out in the driveway are 10 Jeeps lined up together. My date leaned over to me and said, I just need 2 more people to sign up, and I can be at the highest Jade status to drive.
Shut up.
It's also run by me. What would your like statuses be? You know, you've got the Delta status, but MLM status I feel is a different breed.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's like the random like Jade, you could do
Jade.
like
Sapphire.
Sapphire,
Emerald.
Diamond. What would your MLM statuses be? I feel like I would do just like Crayola colors so nobody
that'd
can
be
really
good.
tell. Oh, this is I'm at Robin's Egg Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at macaroni and cheese level. Oh my gosh.
Unwatered grass green.
I looked at him and she was like crazy. Anyway, Brad. She's then pretended to be interested as they showed her all of the new features of the Jeeps and how well they drove. They even did donuts in the street to show off how powerful a Jeep is and how you could have one just like them. You know what? Could you imagine instead of a Jeep, they do like a 2000 Honda Accord and they're like, you too could Tokyo drift in this bad boy if you reach macaroni and cheese level status.
That's crazy.
Anyway, they go back inside, finish the sales presentation. My date asked if I was going to sign up, and I politely declined no and said how I just moved here. I needed to save money for until my new job started.
Missed opportunity.
Seriously. I mean,
really
how much money do you
missed
have
that.
now? You know, obviously not.
Not as much as you could have.
Not
a
millions.
Jeep. Maybe not a Jeep.
Yeah.
I don't know if
hundreds.
she has a Jeep.
Not hundreds, maybe not even tens. I don't know.
My date asked if I was going to sign up. She politely declined. He looked personally offended and offered to pay for my plan if I agreed to start a personal payment plan to him
Oh, personal payment plan.
with 15% interest. The date ended with me declining multiple times, him flagging down the presentation hosts to convince me some more, and then me telling him it was not going to work out, and how offensive and wrong it was to bait women into an MLM scheme so he could make money and earn a Jeep. Way to go, girl.
So good.
I don't know
Wow.
how else you're going to earn a Jeep, though.
Seriously.
If
you
you-
can't afford them these days.
All right, we are going to get into our second dating story of the week, and this is why we have brought Sam on.
Yay, Sam!
He gave me a little taste, a little amuse-bouche of the story that he is about to share. And when I say buckle up,
Tight.
tighten your girdles, I mean, good glory. This is a story for the ages. Take it away, Sam.
So excited.
Take it away.
So this might have some religious connotations, so I hope that that's okay.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's a Utah podcast, so.
It is a Utah podcast.
Yeah.
The funny thing is it extends beyond Utah because the character in this story,
The main female character.
the main female damsel, hailed from California.
Oh!
Yes, it was very fancy.
California.
Indeed.
Okay.
I think it was like the middle of the desert, but it's not important. She was sent to BYU for, guess why?
Okay.
Hang on.
I mean,
hang on.
there's a couple reasons why you would go to a school like BYU.
How did you meet her? You met her at, where did you meet
At
her?
a club.
Rock on, man.
Get it, Sam.
The only club that existed in Provo, I don't think that it's ever returned, but
In
we'll talk.
1902?
We'll get into it. Yeah, it was actually
Fuego?
1865.
Women legally were property back then. And it was just simpler.
They couldn't vote. It was great.
You're not
Phil-
affiliated with these positions at all.
This is 2024. We're not in the
goodness.
1800s.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So she was sent to BYU
She was sent.
I'm
like for finishing school.
I
you
have
would
a
think.
guess.
Yeah, go
I have
ahead.
a guess.
Yeah.
She was sent to BYU because she had. Okay, two things. One, her parents wanted her to get married. Stat.
Ooh.
Or
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yay! Way to
So
go, Bailey.
it's funny because a lot of the people that I dated
Yeah.
that went to BYU, which I tried to avoid.
But there were
So
only
real.
so many
There
shotties
was-
back then in 1865.
Listen, back in 1865, there was like 4 clubs that you could go to in Salt Lake City, and sometimes that night you wanted to go to the other one down in Provo because
Of
it was the
course.
only night that it was busy.
Oh, of course, of course.
So we had to make the venture
Yeah.
down to Utah County
In your
during that
covered
time.
wagon, of
In my
course.
covered,
With the horse.
yeah. I mean, that's really what Trek is all about, right? It's the pilgrimage
It was so
to the
difficult
motherland.
for guys to get girls at the clubs in the 1800s. It was
Well,
just
that's what it was.
impossible.
We dressed up like gentlemen.
Heaven
Right,
forbid.
and then we pulled hand carts until we found somebody that we could drag home in a hand
with
cart.
her
So it was
bonnet untied.
Scandalous. You touched her
Cover
chin?
up.
Modesty.
You're
That's
unlaced.
the theme of this episode. Modesty.
your shoulders
I
showing.
better see
Please
you
take
in
care
your
of that.
bonnet.
Can you?
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Well,
Oh,
that's
my
what we look
goodness.
for. We look for shoulders because when you identified a
Good,
shoulder, you're
good.
like, okay, that one's
The field is ripe and ready to harvest, gentlemen. Wait. So she was sent
all
to
day long.
BYU.
She was sent to BYU, and
Okay.
and this was a very common occurrence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had cousins, I had people that went to BYU because the good chance of finding a good Mormon
Yeah.
to marry,
Is high.
education became second, right? It's a good school, and you'll get a good education.
Yes.
You'll find a
win,
spouse, and you'll get an
And you'll
education. It's
also
not
get a
like
degree.
you'll get a good education and you'll find a spouse.
I don't know.
I met a girl there, and most of the time when I go to Provo, honestly, that's actually where I met my wife.
The tables have turned.
I know we'll have to. We might have to come back for part 2 because the way that I met my wife is also a very classic story.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I tried to actually pawn her off. Like when I first met her, I'm like, no, Provo.
Stop.
Eat it.
Yeah. So we went down there. Wasn't expecting much,
Mm-hmm.
but there she was. Wow. There she was across the way, right? And the beautiful thing about clubs, and I don't know if anybody goes to them anymore, is it's really dark,
Mm-hmm.
and so you really can't, tell how much makeup or
Right.
tanning is going
Big
on.
hit these days. Big hit. Right.
Anyway, yeah, we ended up meeting, dating, going home. She hung out. We got her number. We started dating, and we were going out for about a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it started to get serious. And
Because the Utah
That's-
timeline.
So you should be
is-
married by now?
well, yeah. So
He's like, actually.
so the way that I worked, I mean, unfortunately, I fell away, and by falling away, it's like I decided not to go on a mission.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
right. And so
Because that's the marker of like
Heaven forbid.
being a good person.
Heaven forbid.
It's not. Anyway,
Well, guess-
3 weeks.
3
you're
weeks.
at Shane Co. looking for a ring.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that I had other thoughts. First, I mean, look, they were completely impure. I mean, honestly, like we have to, some of the prerequisites for me is like, yeah, we've got to kiss first, right?
Premarital kissing?
Yeah,
What?
premarital kissing.
Premarital hand holding?
Yeah, possibly.
Hugging?
I think
Premarital
that's-
Jeep riding.
Whoa! Riding shotgun in a Jeep?
Sit down.
She'd come over. She stayed the night, and we did not. I was a gentleman.
You didn't bang?
I didn't soak.
Oh my gosh. Also, what are the origins? What are the dating, like the date origins of soaking? Was that back in was that a thing back in
Your day?
1865?
Yeah, back before the internet even was a thing. There was this rumor that went through the town. No facial hair, no soaking.
Oh
Those
my
two things were right next to
gosh.
each other.
That's insane.
However, annulments.
Right.
we-
A-okay.
Yeah, that was about the same time.
Loophole.
Yeah, that was happening about the same time. So if you couldn't soak, you could go get married for the weekend in Vegas.
I
And-
remember my mom telling me about this.
yeah. So getting married in Vegas and then having it annulled on Monday. There was actually a place that would set that up so that it was like automatically processed.
Oh,
That's great.
at that point, what?
The excuses we tell ourselves, right?
It was chaste. We got married. Then it got.
I am married.
still as white as the dove. I am as clean and pure as the driven snow. Thanks, Snow White. She was staying over, and she was really agitated this night, and it was weird because like I was talking about going to Los Angeles and doing some other things, and so there were.
Where she hailed from.
She didn't hail from Los Angeles, but close by.
Okay.
And decisions need to be made.
You're 3
Well-
weeks in, and
You don't go to BYU, and I'm supposed to get married. That's why I was sent here. I mean, she didn't say it like that, right? And this is just me inferring.
no, but is she? Wait, but did she ever tell you that?
Well, it gets funny because we're talking about this. I'm like, I kind of want to get out of here. And this is just because the group that I was running with, it was really common for one of the people in my group to date somebody. And then we were like, or somebody would say, are you done there? Because I would like to try that. And,
I
you know,
wanted
it's like,
that first.
yeah.
Give me that slice.
I'm really hungry, and I've been
really wanna
like
try
I've been
that one.
drooling on this one for a while.
Is that why BYU Creamery was created? Oh my gosh! Try all the flavors.
If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, it's really just the leftovers from polygamy.
Wow. I mean. Anyway.
No,
She
anyway.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
So she was pretty agitated this night, and
Yeah.
I could tell, and we had been, I guess we'd say fooling around. And I was like, okay, what's up? And she's like, I don't really know what to do. And I'm like, with what? And she's like, well, I'm really vexed. She's like, you can tell that she's in a mental space that's not okay. And I'm like, hey, tell me what's going on. And she's like, well, I really like you. And I'm like, ooh, okay. Well, I really like you, but
Swish.
I like you too. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And she's
Duh.
like, no, but I really like you. And I'm like, what does that mean?
What am
Do you
I
want me to
supposed do?
move down to Provo? Do I need to start going to BYU?
Let me
Because
see my
this drive,
application.
this drive's a really long drive.
Yeah. You're hot and all, but like,
Not worth the gas,
Gas.
man. Not worth these gas
Speaking of, I
prices.
did have a Jeep at that time. And it was
oh my gosh,
What
use
a
discount
dog.
code Sam at checkout.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know. And it
Wow.
got 12 miles to the gallon. But
Of course it did.
was like 50 cents or
Yeah.
25 actually in 1865, so it wasn't a
Right,
big deal.
right.
It was like a shilling.
Yeah.
So
It was half pence.
There is a pence.
anyway, she was like, no, it's nothing like that. And I'm like, okay, well, talk to me. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's get real. And she basically dropped this on me. She's like, I'm having a really hard time because I really like you, but if I don't marry a return missionary, which I was not, I don't get my trust fund. And then my comment to that was simply this: how much is in the trust fund? Do I need to go on a mission?
Working on my papers right now.
Listen, are we both going to be taken care of in this? Are you mutually going to share that money? Because I don't want to
Am
work.
I going to have a fresh Gucci suit for my mission?
That's
I
crazy.
don't want to work.
Oh my
so
gosh.
what are we talking
I don't
about
want to
here?
bartend forever.
Are we talking about hundreds of thousands or millions? Are we 6 or 7 figures? I didn't really ask that, but I kind of did. I kind of.
You should have. You really.
Oh
But
my
it was
gosh.
enough that like.
But this was also 1860s money. So that's
right.
like
So that's
$1
like
trillion.
$1 billion.
Wow.
You passed up on a great opportunity.
So yeah, we gathered the circle.
Yeah.
We all got in
Yeah,
a circle. I
right.
called all my roommates in.
Yeah.
And we said, hey, we need to have a council.
Roommate council.
Yeah,
Everyone
Roommate
in.
council.
Everyone in.
Fall
We're
in,
gonna have a
fall-
circle. We're gonna have a circle.
Circle up. Circle.
Circle celebration. Circle up. Shut up. I didn't mean to say that.
But the bottom line is like, at the end of the day, I wasn't going on a mission, and she didn't see the timeline working out for when she needed it. Like,
Oh my gosh.
because there was actually dates apparently for like the tranching of the trust fund that she needed to meet in accordance with that, and so.
I'm sorry. If you're not married by Q2, I'm sorry, you're out. That's insane.
So the reality is that didn't last.
You're like,
That's not the girl I married.
bye.
Oh my
But
gosh.
we did get married for a weekend, and then we had an annulled.
You did?
No, I'm just teasing.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Plot twist. Table is over.
So,
That's actually horrendous.
yeah. So it was
Wow.
it was one of those things, and like literally, we cut it and cut the cord, and we didn't
Post fooling
Have
around.
you
never
like
talked.
seen
Wow.
her since?
No,
Have you looked her up?
no. I
Do we
wouldn't-
need to right now? See where she's at?
What's her name? I can find her quick.
We protect identity, but I don't know. This seems like a really special case.
This is really good.
So
That's insane.
yeah, I mean, so many things flashed through my head during this whole problem.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because they're from California, and that the dad was, I mean, if you really think about it, so concerned.
Really,
I mean-
really concerned for
Also,
her.
how
And not
old
just
was she?
So she was like 19.
Oh my gosh, and he was so concerned about her getting. Oh my
Again,
gosh.
check out the latest podcast because we rant about that.
Episode 4, guys. Ooh.
18.
The Utah timeline. That's insane.
Interesting because like I was just thinking about like the dad not only saying, "Hey, this is a good idea," and the mom going, "Great idea," and
You're
then
so
they were
smart,
like,
honey.
"You're so smart.
You're so
Would you like a
smart."
brownie? I made brownies for everybody because we're gonna celebrate this."
Let me go get this too.
We have a surefire way to keep our family in the religion.
This will protect us.
They're never gonna drift.
No.
Ever.
This will keep them safe and secure.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
can you imagine the attorney?
Well, that's the
Drafting
thing, right?
that up.
Like the attorney, like imagine in California, and they're like, "Hey, can you write this into the bylaws?" And he's like, "So what's a returned missionary?"
Some missionary.
And he's like, "And it's not a position." It's like, so
Wait, this is like-
you want me to write?
Insane.
That's
Wow.
actually so funny.
I think that also leads perfectly into our theme for this episode, which is the lack of diversity that we've got here
Can we? We're gonna
and
talk
the
about.
lack of people we have here. Take it away,
So,
Bailey.
It's tough.
It's
And I'm not hating on the blonde, tanned.
we want to be you,
Tall, skinny
okay?
girls,
We want to
okay?
be you.
Sorry, I was born with brown hair. Like,
Thank you for apologizing.
you're welcome.
It was offending me. Actually.
It's something that I've just
Why
struggled
am I
with.
here?
Hide my hair.
Yeah.
But I feel like every guy in this freaking state,
Yep.
she has that blonde hair, blue eyes, extensions, tan.
I love that version, like the
Wait.
male version of picky versus the women's version of like treats me good.
I just want someone to
Doesn't
be nice
beat
to
me.
me. Literally just
Laughs
be nice.
at my jokes.
So
Sam, you have no idea what it's like to be a girl.
maybe I do.
Spill.
No. No, but is that actually what you hear guys
Yes.
say to you?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
are they from California with trust funds?
That's a really good point, Sam.
Yeah. And it's I don't know. That's just what I've experienced.
I think
Really?
I think
Yeah.
it yeah, I also think and I'm
Like they s-
representing the plus size girly pop division, but the fact that I'm plus size like that already also discounts me from being a part of the running or being in the running for other gentlemen
Which
in the
is
church.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's irritating.
Yeah,
ahead.
there's
Give us your
so
thoughts.
many thoughts. Reality is I don't know if guys still think this anymore, even though I don't want to say names because I do know that, we are driven
Spill.
by, I mean, especially like when you look at social media and
Yeah.
dating apps and everything else,
Yep.
everything's photo driven,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So it's very much tied to that.
Yeah.
But the problem is like the reality of the amount of maintenance that comes with that is
Yeah.
not something you want to support for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Well, and also, why do girly pops have to support that? Period. Like, is just being our natural selves.
Heaven forbid.
Heaven forbid. Again, this isn't like a smack job out on guys, because I know that women are guilty of this too. I get it. But, I mean, shoot. Shoot, man.
Can't I just catch a break?
Also, with you having kiddos, they're not at their dating age. They're not at dating
Not
age.
yet.
No. Okay.
Not yet.
Do you have like a pep talk that you would give them?
Well,
Go away. Go far, far away.
So this is yes. Oh my gosh, but this is a totally different time. It's like there are things that I have to watch out for now as a parent.
Oh, I'm sure.
That I'm like, you don't understand the red flag that this is, and I'm gonna have to put this in the most delicate way possible because my son has been in junior high. And he's had 2 girlfriends already. And
You dog.
I know.
Dirty dog.
Handsome devil, that kid.
Spin an image up, chip off the old block.
You look just like
I'm
your
like,
pa.
look, don't come home if you haven't kissed a girl by 12 because you're just going to get locked outside.
You're a failure. I hate you.
I'm like,
We've got our own trust fund rules.
we've ordained you a deacon, and you also have to kiss a girl, and that's part of your.
That's how you
rite
earn
of-
your keep here.
your rite of passage. And then my daughters, you have to be locked up in a box.
I think it's time for weekly obsession.
This is always my time to shine.
Yeah, Bailey, take it away. What have you been obsessed with lately?
Oh boy.
Oh,
I know. I was literally sitting here bashing them last week.
again, Bailey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you like about him?
I can't really say that because he might listen to this. I don't know. I just wanted to say
He might
that
support your endeavors. Red flag.
Yeah, seriously.
How could you? Anyways.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to take flirting, man. The way he's flirted with me, I'm like, so what do I do now?
Is that because it doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Like in this generation or just with you?
Probably just with me.
No, I think it's just this generation.
I don't know.
Actually, I disagree. I think flirting is for sure a thing, but there's also like the playful banter that's a part of flirting gets used even when somebody's not interested in the other person. So then you get
And that's
mixed
why I'm like, so is
signals
this
of like, so you're interested or not, and then they're like, oh, well, they're just my friend, and I'm like, you can't give me those eyes, those baby blues.
Yeah.
You can't shoot me those sweet brown eyes.
You can't show me those thighs and expect me to not fall in love with you.
Right.
I like that she's talking about eyes and you're talking about thighs.
Thighs drive me crazy. They really do. Sorry.
I'm just thinking of Bailey at Disneyland with like the turkey legs. Living her best life.
In heaven. And
This
not
could
just because
be
I'm in
you.
Disneyland.
You're eating could be your legs. You're eating like could be you. That quad ain't exposed. I'm not interested.
If you're not wearing Daisy Dukes, I don't want to hear from you.
Again, this is a realistic expectation that Bailey feels should be met. Anyway,
Yes.
love that.
Anyways, that's
Yeah.
what I've been obsessing over. So no Charlie Puth, no Drew Starkey.
Whoa, you're turning away from your husbands? What's going on?
No.
Oh.
I just
You
have
need
said
some
all
space.
that I've. We need to take a break right now. We'll probably be back next week though.
Okay, that's good.
So, anyways, that's my obsession.
I love that. I love it. My obsession this week, I've been watching all of like the U.S. Olympic trials and stuff
Oh.
for the Paris Olympics.
I was convinced I was going to be an athlete.
In what sport?
I don't know. We went to the Olympic training
I
center.
don't know. Whatever I'd look good in.
We went to the Olympic training center in Colorado one time.
Oh.
And I had my cute little USA jacket.
Of course.
And I'm like, Dad, I look like I go here, right? He's like, no. I'm like, cool.
Thanks, Dad. Appreciate you.
Daddy issues.
Appreciate you. Daddy issues to a T.
That's really all where it started.
That's
so it's great.
at the Olympic Village. Anyway, I've been super obsessed with that. I think mostly because I'm there eating my Chick-fil-A minis, and I'm watching them do this really synchronized dive, or Sha'Carri Richardson absolutely smoking everybody. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe they had a false start. I mean, can you believe that they're doing
serious?
it? And again, I'm like,
You missed
I
that?
can't.
I could have gotten that.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, that's what I've been obsessed with. What have you been obsessed with lately?
Man, that's sad.
Men?
Yes.
Men, the Olympic trials, and
I'm coaching on one of the mountain bike teams right now.
oh sure.
And I'm starting to recognize that the kids might be getting up to my speed. And so I'm like obsessing with health and fitness and that kind of thing. And
You
then
gotta beat the kids.
they're like 13 years
Not
old,
like that,
right?
but-
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
You gotta spin those pedals faster.
No, you got to beat them.
We here at This Isn't the Place, we do not condone this behavior. We do not agree with beating kids. Beating in races, yes.
We'll cream you, actually.
Yeah, slaughtering.
Slaughter. What? What did I
I
say?
can't say cream.
Sorry.
You can't? What if you're
Why?
hungry?
Or if you literally cream them with. Have you never heard that?
Oh, I heard it.
Not in that way.
It's just one of those words. I
Oh
think.
my gosh, it's too multifaceted. Anyway,
Forget I said cream.
well, that's the end of our episode for today. Sam, again, thank you so much for joining
Hey,
us.
thanks for having me.
And thanks for, living through
Thanks
the
for getting married
1800s,
and-
fighting cholera, influenza, and the internet to be
So
here
much
and
more.
share these important stories.
Battle scars.
Exactly. Battle scars.
Look at my battle wounds.
Battle scars. Eh?
Could you imagine if Jasper from Twilight did that? Battle scars, eh? And again, if you or someone you love or someone you don't really care about has a story that you want them to share as it pertains to Utah dating culture, please have them send it to utahdatingpod@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at utahdatingpod.
Yes.
So that's that.
Yay!
All right. Well, folks, remember, even the pioneers had bad dates.
Yeah, they did.
Even the pioneers. I mean, what was that like?
It was rough. In so
We
many
have
levels.
a pioneer here. He is married, though.
Wow.
So it does work.
How does it feel to be at an elevated level than all of us?
Being married?
Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't envy you. Like, if I actually got divorced at this point in my life, like, I'm like, hey, honey, you can cheat on me, but just don't leave me because I don't want to go back.
I'm staying married to you so
Please
I
don't.
don't have to date again.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm like, look,
Yeah.
you can live in the basement.
You can live outside. I'll have the master
You can,
suite.
you can still see the kids. Just, I mean, whatever.
Oh,
Have
my
your own
land.
life. Live your best life.
It's so
That's so
good.
funny.
But just stay married.
Swipe right.
Live right
And
and stay out of trouble, Utah. Bye. Yeah.
Bye.